Hello and welcome to MUFON Midwest. I'm your host, Margie Kay, and tonight we have a really good show for you. We're going to be talking with Thiago Luiz Ticchetti. He was the president of the Brazilian Commission of Ufologists for 7 years and is now its international director. In 2017, he was appointed as assistant to the International Director of Mutual UFO Network, MUFON, in Brazil. And since 2021, he has been the National Director for MUFON in Brazil. He's a certified field researcher and member of MUFON's ERT and STAR teams. In 2024, he became a member of the Scientific Coalition for UAP Studies, and is the author of more than 100 articles for multiple magazines. And now he's the author of this new book, UFO Attacks in Brazil. Welcome to the program, Thiago.
Thank you very much, Margie. It's a pleasure to be here. And speaking to Missouri, my son's living in Missouri.
Oh, does he really?
Nice. Yeah.
What part of the state?
He lives in Columbia.
Okay, it's right in the middle of the state, not far, right down the road from Kansas City where I am.
Yes.
So, yeah, usually we talk about UFOs in the heartland area, the Midwest area of the country, but we're going a little bit further today. We're going to go all the way down to Brazil. And Brazil has been a very active UFO hotspot, hasn't it?
Yeah, Brazil has Brazil the size of a continent, you know that. And we have all types of UFO phenomena. Unless, but cattle mutilation. We had some chupacabra cases. We had the abduction, UFO crashes, everything. So Brazil, we say is a hot spot for UFO.
Yeah, most definitely. And I know most people in ufology know about the major cases in Brazil, but we're going to dig into one today in particular, where in Colares, Brazil. Can you tell us where that is?
Yes, Colares is a city of the Pará state in the north of Brazil, and it's not the biggest. It's not the big city in Pará state, but what happened there in 1977, not only in Colares, but also in Bahia do Sol, Sanbei, and Belém is the capital of Pará, and Barcarena city, and a lot of cities in Pará state, was that people were being attacked by aircrafts and lights from the sky. So that when that happened, the mayors of several cities asked to Brazilian Air Force to investigate it, and they did. And they they created a investigation operation called Operação Prato, like a plate operation. So they investigate, they took photos and films and collect a lot of testimonies of more than 2,000 people that have been attacked by these lights.
That's what's amazing to me, is that in South America, some of these UFOs actually harm people. In the U.S., we don't see so much of that. Why do you think that is?
I don't know, because the UFO phenomenon is worldwide. But in specific places, you can see, for example, the crop cycles, the mainly operations of the crop cycles are in England. We have some in Brazil. But for example, the cattle mutilation happened in Argentina and the United States. But this type of contact, this violent contact between human beings and UFOs or aliens, happened in Brazil, and we have some cases also in Venezuela. So I cannot say why this happened, but it's very curious about this thing.
Are most of your sightings in rural areas or cities?
All the rural areas, of course, mainly because people they don't get well, they get access to iPhones and iPad, everything. But in the past, they don't have access for this. They don't have technology for this. So they spend the night walking because they don't have cars, and in a inner of Brazil. I mean, inner of Brazil.
Uh-huh.
And they use it to watch more the skies. Here in the big cities, we don't watch the skies. And then when we do, we have the artificial lights from the light poles and the houses and the buildings. So
Mhm.
not a clear sky watching if you live in a city.
That's true. Well, yeah, we have the same issues here in the States, and it's much easier to see UFOs when you're out in the country too, rural areas where you don't have so much light pollution. So that's certainly understandable. The so in 1977, the quiet island of Colares, Brazil, became the epicenter of one of the most remarkable UFO investigations in history. Take us through that in as much detail as you can in our short period of time, please.
Yes. Well, Colares is a inner city. It's not a rural, but it's in the middle of the jungle, the Amazon forest, the Pará state, Amazon state, Acre, Roraima, and Rondônia state are, and part of Maranhão state, they are covered by the forest, the Amazon forest, the rainforest. So we're talking something that happened in 1977, almost 40 years ago. And if you go there, and I went there with George Knapp to produce one of the episodes of the Investigation Alien, that's now is Netflix. We went there, and it's still a very far city from everything. You have to take a ferry to get to Colares. You have to take a ferry to get to Barcarena, another city. So what happened there in 1977 was something never seen before. People were being attacked by UFOs. I mean, it's not UFOs because you could see the shape of the objects. Some objects is the shape of cylinder. Some objects is like a classic disc, flying disc. Some is like a sphere, like orbs, big orbs.
Mm-hmm.
So people start to get afraid and leave the towns. So the mayors of these towns asked to Air Force to help them, to protect them, because those things came from the sky, and some came from the river, the Amazon River, the Rio Negro River, Black River.
Oh.
So people start to get very scared about it, and the military, the Brazilian Air Force, sent a team to investigate. And at first, they didn't believe it. They're seeing something, okay, like a helicopter or a plane, but the military started to watch also these UFOs, and the size of those UFOs were huge. Some like 13 diameter, something like 100 meters length of size. So it was a big ships. Were big ships there, and they start to investigate, and they start to collect testimonies from the witnesses. They start to take photos. They took more than 400 photos, and the military also make more than 20 hours of movie. They film it, the UFOs. Now here in Brazil, what we're looking for? We're looking for the rest of the photos, and we are looking for the films, because these films just disappear. In my opinion, these films, they are not here in Brazil. They are in United States.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Our three-letter agencies sometimes show up and take things. So
yeah, George Knapp told me the same.
So, but for the book, you got a lot of pictures and a lot of evidence, and some of the injuries were very severe. Can you go
Yes.
over some of those? And how were they injured? Was it a beam of light, laser beams? What was it that caused it?
Yes, the people were attacked by these beams of lights.
Okay.
Inside these lights, some witnesses could say that they saw three little lines, a yellow or blue or green or white inside this beam of light. And when this beam of light hit the people, they start to scratch and get red, and the people start to get nauseous and very dizzy. And some people went to the doctor. Dr. Velaide was the doctor of the place, of the area. And when those people went to the hospital, they took a blood sample and they confirmed it, they got anemia. So, for some reason, this beam of light sucked the blood and the iron from the blood. That's why here in Brazil, this phenomenon was called chupa-chupa. It's like suck.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as we know, at least one person died because of this attack. But while I was there filming the series, the Netflix series, I started to research, do my field investigation, as I learned at MUFON. So I started to talk to people, and I got one person, Mr. Francisco. He was like 70 years old. And I asked him if he was there at Colares while this whole thing happened, and said, yeah. And I saw, in front of me, I saw a lady was hit by a laser beam that came from a UFO. It was in front of me. I saw it. And after, yes, and after this beam of light left the lady, it's like a serpentine and leaving blood in the ground until the beam or the line of something, or the rope, something like this, just came back to the UFO, and the UFO disappeared. So
that is one of the most bizarre things.
Was real. Yes, it was real, Margie.
Yeah. So, I mean, that indicates that beam of light took blood from the lady.
Yeah.
And took the blood out. So what were they after? Were they after the iron? And then you've got to wonder why. For themselves, for their health, or were they using it for some other reason?
No, the doctor didn't know what happened because the people that got hit by the beam of light got anemia. So they concluded that the beam of light sucked the iron from the blood. And in that region, we have the malaria and yellow fever.
Yeah.
And some people thought that, well, could be malaria or yellow fever, but not. The people tested to this disease and it was negative. So what happened? They didn't know. People got sick, very tired, sleeping for 2-3 days without get out of the bed. One of the main witnesses was Mrs. Aurora. She was hit. She was that one in the famous picture with the burning upside the breast and up of the breast. And I spoke with her, and she told me, Thiago, I was in a backyard of the house, washing dishing the plates, washing the plates and the cups of the dinner, and I saw a huge ball of light just appeared in the sky, and I tried to scream, but that ball of light just shot me a laser beam or a beam of light and hit me up the breast, and she just fell out. And after she remembered, after just being at the hospital, surrounded by doctors because they didn't know what happened to her. And almost 4 years from now, she still has the mark of the beam of light.
She does.
And she got and then she got sick and very weak and afraid to go out after the night. So it was something that traumatized a lot of people. We know we calculate that more than 200,000 people saw it. 200,000 people saw it, and more than 2,000 people were attacked by the UFOs.
That's just amazing that somebody, well, whatever this was bold enough to be seen and not care that anybody saw them. So, and then you've got huge UFOs with thousands and thousands of witnesses, and then people becoming injured. And here is that picture of the lady you were mentioning.
It's Aurora. Yeah, that's her.
Mm-hmm. And was that picture taken at the time of the event?
Yes.
Or, okay.
A couple of the days later, she was attacked. She was home, and she felt like something burning and scratching, and then became very, very red, and started to peeling. And she felt very weak, and what she saw, and she asked me, she told me, I wonder myself, why not my sister that was by my side? Why me? So we don't know.
Oh gosh. Well, you had so many witnesses and you interviewed many for the book. Did anybody have missing time?
No missing time. But as I told you, Colares is in the middle of the jungle. It's a city in the middle of the jungle. You have to take a ferry or boat or to get there. And from one city to another, you have to drive 3-4 hours, or have to go by boat. There's no other way. So we believe that many people were attacked, but or saw it, or had some experience that we never heard of. So it's very difficult to 100% that there's no missing time. We didn't hear it about missing time, but
You there?
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought I lost you for a minute. In the book, you do show this. Looks like a crop circle. Was that after one of the sightings?
No, it was recently. It was taken in 2019.
Oh.
Where a boy just saw this mark, and around this mark there was 3 of this, and around it they got a water cockroach surrounded this circle, and he took a picture of a UFO in the top of the tree. We could not analyze this picture because he lost the original. It was like a old machine, like a Cybershot machine, and he lost the memory card. There, that's the photo. We went there. I went there. It's a soccer field. I went there where the UFO was appeared, and I went there to see if I could find some kind of tree that remember this shape. There was no tree like this in Amazon. This tree reminds me of the araucarias trees in Curitiba, in the south of Brazil. But there's no way to have this araucaria in the north of Brazil because it's a different area habitat.
Mm-hmm.
So he found these huge circles in the middle. It's not in the middle, in the side of the soccer field, and surrounded was those water cockroaches, and inside the circle, or a little far from the circle, they found a scorpion, frogs, 2 snakes dead with no reason. And for days, the corpses of those animals remaining there, like no one trying to get it. And we are talking a jungle. So some animal, yeah, this water cockroach, you can see that there's 2 or 3 holes in the back of all the cockroaches. Who did this? And this cockroach is not common in those areas. This is
it's almost like they were dropped there by the UFO.
It's very strange because
Mm-hmm.
I spoke with many people in that area and separately turn.
Mm-hmm.
So they told me the same story. Oh, we see almost every week a ball of light coming in and coming out from the jungle and diving in the river. We see strange lights in the sky. We had a folklore telling that there's small people that live in there. So if you bring this folklore to the ufology, they could experience some kind of alien contact. So what happened there in Barcarena? We are talking about Barcarena, not Colares. Barcarena is another city.
Mm-hmm.
We can experience there was amazing. A lot of cases, a lot of witnesses until this day. It's not in the past.
It's still going on.
Yeah, it's still going on.
Mm-hmm.
This was happening in 2019. I collected reports from 2021, 2022, and we went there in 2023. So a lot of things happened there.
Are you in contact with people from those regions until now and to today? And are they still having experiences? And are they the same people that have the experiences that make the reports, or are they new people?
Almost everyone in the city. Mm-hmm. Almost everyone in the city. I still have some contacts, and they send me some photos, some films. Someone can explain like a satellites or the moon or airplane, but they send me anyway. But the strange things are still happen there. They still see balls of light, like meter diameter or more or larger, coming in and coming out from the river. So something happened there. We tried to make a sky watch there, and we didn't see nothing. But I hope to stay more time there to try to find something else.
How deep is the river at that location?
How deep?
How deep?
Oh, it's a Madeira River. It's very deep, very deep, very deep.
Okay, so plenty of room to hide a few extraterrestrial aircraft.
Yeah.
Right.
If you fly over the Madeira River or Amazon River or Pará River, it looks like the ocean. If you are in the shore of the river, you cannot see the other side of the coast.
Oh, that's huge.
It's huge. It's very, very
that's
huge.
like a lake here.
Yeah.
Well, we have, of course, a lot of UFO sightings around rivers and oceans and lakes. And there are some people who believe that most of their bases are probably underwater, because what better place to hide? We have, only explored a very small percentage of our oceans. and we don't know what's down deep, deep, deep. We can't get there. So, yeah, the rivers, just in Missouri, for instance, we have the Missouri River, which is pretty big, and there have been multiple UFO sightings around that, and of course, our lakes and other areas. So, yeah, it's pretty common to happen. We are going to take a short break, and after this, we'll come back with Thiago Ticchetti to talk more about his latest book, UFOs Attacks in Brazil. We'll be back right after this.
The UNX Network presents a health and wellness spiritually based brand of hemp-derived CBD products made by Hopewell Farm in Harrogate, Tennessee. We apply our Cathara energy work with all of our plants and products. Our products made in small batches with only 2 ingredients of pure hemp, full spectrum crude oil, and coconut-derived MCT oil. Third-party lab tested for potency and legal THC levels with 6 strengths of 1 ounce oil to choose from. Know what you're buying and get what you pay for from Hopewell Farm. Applied directly to a specific area, Hopewell Farm topical salve in 1 ounce and ½ ounce sizes made with pure hemp crude oil, comfrey extract, and all natural ingredients. Find the Hopewell Farm link and coupon code on the UNX Network website at unxnetwork.com. That's unxnetwork.com. If you're into conspiracies, disinformation, and cover-ups, XCon Virtual 2025 is for you. Attend this virtual conference September 27th and 28th to hear Dr. Gregory Rogers, Laura Eisenhower, Ella LeBain, Michelle Marie Angel, Tyler Kiwala, Cheryl Abagast, Ron James, Aisha Patel, and the legend Margie Kay will deep dive into chemtrails, smart meters, UFO cover-ups, and the secret space program, the frequency conspiracy, and much more. Just $49 for both days. Register now at unxnetwork.com, and U.S. residents will grab a free poster and sticker by mail. That's unxnetwork.com.
And we're back. I'm Margie Kay, and this is MUFON Midwest. We're speaking with Thiago Luiz Ticchetti this evening about UFO attacks in Brazil. And before I forget about it, I'm going to pop the graphic up of the book, and that was just released on the 22nd, yesterday.
Yeah.
At Amazon, available at Amazon. So go check this out. It is a large book with a lot of graphics and pictures and very, very detailed descriptions. And you did a deep dive into this. This is one of the most thorough investigations I've seen, Thiago. So good job on that.
Thank you.
And you're also a good writer, which makes it easy for a publisher. So thank you for that. Getting back to the UFO attacks, what kind of shapes were the craft that we're seeing? Were they all similar, or were they different, or have they been different? Because we're talking about 1977 through today, right?
Well, they are different from each other back in 1977, but similar what we have in today. We have Tic Tacs, not Tic Tac, but the cylinder UFO shape. We had the classic disc shape. We had a triangle. We had the orbs. We had everything. So we're talking something that happened almost 4 years ago. So we have all this type of shape that was seen and collected by the Brazilian Air Force. You can see the star shape, a fire shape, a triangle, oval shape, a light, a cylinder, disc shape, at least 8 or 9 types of UFOs. So what was there? And some people say, well, it was a social experiment, a social experiment in the north of Brazil, where more than 200,000 people saw it. 2,000 people were attacked. And some people say, well, it was a secret aircraft. Whoa, secret aircraft that can dive in a river and then comes out from the river and start flight. Where are the technology from 40 years ago now?
Mhm.
We don't have this kind of aircraft now.
No, and why would well, okay, so my first thought was, why would the human beings want to attack other human beings? But you know, we know we have a history of that in government
Yeah.
and military, where they'll do testing on people, they'll do drug testing, or weapons testing. I wonder if is there any sort of indication that might be a possibility with where a laser beam hits someone and sucks their blood out and takes their iron?
Well, we don't have any clue about it. We can think about genetics. We can talk about DNA. We can think about anything. But what happened in Colares, in the north of Brazil, in Pará, in Maranhão state, what happened there from September to November, December of 1977, and then from January to March or April of 1978, but very, very few, not so many cases, was never seen in other part of the world. It was an attack, literally an attack, and we cannot figure out why this attack happened. And some say, well, but these people, they live in an inner country, so they don't have knowledge. I can agree with that. Okay, I agree with that. But the other witnesses were pilots, military person, deputies, congressmen, priests, journalists. So many people that had knowledge, and militaries from Brazilian Air Force, they had knowledge, and pilots, civilian pilots, they had knowledge, and they could not explain what was that. So I keep saying, we can say that it was extraterrestrial, it was aliens. I don't know, I cannot say that, but also I cannot explain with some mundane explanation. We don't have an explanation for that so far, almost 4 years from 1977.
That's just amazing compared to the investigations that I've done and that others have done in the U.S. It's extremely rare to have a UFO attack someone, injure someone. Missing time, yes. Take them aboard a craft and do something experimental, yes, and then they bring them back. There are some cases where people disappear and never come back. Did you have any of those cases during this flap?
Not during this flap. People, we had no report of abduction. No report of abduction. A few reports of contact between a person and the human being or no human being. But most part of the interaction was an attack.
Yeah, that's extremely unusual. That's what makes this case so outstanding. I do have a map that you have in the book, and this is your flap area, correct?
Yes, where the main cases happened was from Manaus, and there's a lot of cities, and this shows the Colares city. But Belém is the capital. Santarém is the second largest city of Belém. Manaus is the capital of the Amazonas state, and São Luís is the capital of Maranhão state. So here we have 3 states of Brazil, Amazonia, Pará, and Maranhão, that were place of these attacks.
And all of them are close to water or a river.
Yes, that's it.
Mhm. That is curious.
Yeah.
Has
And
anyone?
and almost all the reports, they say that the UFO just or appear in the sky and dive in ocean, or arise from the ocean, go to the sky.
Okay. So water is a major factor here.
Yeah.
Have you had any dive teams come in and do investigations?
No, that we know. We had a report from the Brazilian Navy, but they had no divers in a place. They just got a report from a sighting of a UFO, but they did not investigate it. We're trying to get documents that can prove that they do something, but so far we have no documents. We're trying to get it from we have a FOIA here, the Freedom of Information Act. Is a different name, but the same thing. And we're trying to collect this document, but so far we have no success.
So you don't have any military documentation of any sightings that they had?
Navy, no, not Navy,
Right.
but we have more than 4,000 pages of the Brazilian Air Force of documents, real documents, original documents, and classified documents.
And those were investigations that they did of civilians?
Yes, they investigate with civilians and they make their own investigation. They camp and made some camping in different areas to skywatch and trying to see these UFOs. And many times they saw it, and many times they recorded the sound of the UFO. They record some. Yes, the sound was like a electric sound, just like a radio, a broken radio, something like this. And they recorded UFOs in the sky with film, and they took a lot of pictures as well. So they did several campings and make some sky watch in different parts of the cities to try to identify these UFOs.
Did you hear any of the recordings?
Yeah, I did. It's like a electromagnetic sound, like electricity sound. You cannot understand it, but it was recorded in in Colares. We have the beach of Omaitá Beach in Colares. It's not in the middle of the lake of the river, of course, but a little far from the shore. There's an island, a small island, with a lighthouse, and the military went there and make a camping to sky watch, and they brought like something to record it. And when the UFO just came in and came out, they started to record it, and they recorded the sound of electricity or a broken radio, and they could not identify it or they could not identify what that sound means. So it's still a mystery.
Yeah, there are some programs now that you could put sounds into, and it will identify it within a few seconds, probably using AI, if it can.
Yeah, but now we don't have this audio anymore. We heard it in a
oh no,
in a Brazilian Air Force base, and
but you don't have it.
They miss it.
Oh darn!
Miss it. They miss it.
Right. Okay. Let's talk about this recreation here. Can you tell us about this case?
Yeah, 3 friends were chatting in front of one of their houses, and then appeared this UFO like a cylinder, like a barrel, and from this object, laser beam just hit one of the person, and they could see inside of this ship, of this barrel, something like this, in this UFO, they could see two figures, humanoid figures inside of this, because a part of the wall of this ship was made like glass, so they could see what was inside of the UFO. And they saw two small beings, both wearing a suit, and maneuvered some controllers inside the UFO. And they run. One of them was hit by this laser beam, and they got sick as well, very dizzy, very, very weak during 5-6 days. And this is a representation of what happened there. In the middle of the night, from nowhere, a UFO just appeared and attacked them.
And that description of what a UFO looks like, especially with being able to see through it and the cylindrical shape, that is bizarre. I've never heard of one like that.
Yeah, because when we talk about cylinder, like a horizontal cylinder, right? And this one is upside, so
vertical.
It's vertical. So there's no wings, there's no engine, there's nothing. Just a barrel flying, a cylinder flying.
That's just crazy. This is so bizarre. Okay, I've got another. I assume this is a recreation.
It is. It is. Is in a report of the UFO just coming out from the river. You can see is like this classic disc shape, and was huge, almost 25-30 meters length. So it was what they saw back that time. Many times they saw this UFO just rising from the waters of the river and disappear over the forest, or go to the city during the night, during the dawn, during the day. There's no time to attacks happen. There's no time. In the middle of the day, we have cases that in the middle, Dr. Velaide, she was in the middle of the Colares, in a central square of the Colares. There's a church, and in the middle of the day, she was there, and just above her head, and a lot of people, a disc-shaped, metallic, glowing object just appeared over her head, stood for a couple of minutes, and then fly away.
So you've got people from all walks of life, with all levels of education and experience, and the work experience. It's not, doesn't seem focused on a particular group of people, but it does seem to be focused on areas near the rivers and the ocean.
Yes, and the most victims were women. The most victims were women.
Yeah, interesting.
And the woman were hit up the breast, and the man in the neck and in the leg. So I don't know if it's a parameter, a pattern, but it's very curious as well.
It definitely is. Gosh. Okay, this is one last picture I'm going to show. That's bizarre.
Yeah, it's one shape of the UFO. You can see it's like arrow, but also it's like a spoon, and a spoon, upside spoon, and there's lights in a head of the spoon, and this object was huge, more than 100 meters, and just flew away over the river and disappeared. So what was that? We're talking about aircraft. Let's say aircraft. 4 years ago, without wings. How can we do? There's no drone, people. There's no drone in 1977. There's no Starlink satellites in 1977. In Amazon, that area was barely some helicopters and some airplanes. So how can we explain what these people saw it? And many of these people never heard before about UFOs. Never heard about before that. They don't have television. They had the radios. They don't have
right.
contact of the civilization like in a big city like São Paulo, Rio de Janeiro, Brasilia, Belo Horizonte. They live in the middle of a forest. Of course, they're not Indians. They're not monkeys, but the civilization was not like a big city. So how could they imagine it or create an airplane or a helicopter or an aircraft? Just, I saw it on TV. I'm going to report it and make people believe me. It's impossible.
Yeah. Were any of the people who were witnesses or were attacked by the UFOs, were any of them, I'm just wondering, cured of anything? Did they receive a healing of any type?
It's not like a health healing, but one of the witnesses, nicknamed Lieutenant, I spoke with him to the Netflix, but this part didn't show up. They didn't present in a series. I spoke with him, and he told me what happened to him. He was hit as well in an arm, and I told me, well, what do you feel? What's your impression? Why are you mad with them? And he told me, no, Thiago, they cured me. I said, whoa, they heal you? Yeah, they heal me. How so? Well, I was very afraid to speak in public. For me, he's saying to me, for me, it was a disease because I could not speak in public. After this event, after this attack, I start to get more courage to speak. So, well, I'm not a doctor, so I cannot say if it's a heal or not. But he says so. For him, he was healed after this contact. So
it affected his life.
Yes, affected his life. Correct.
In some way. Yes,
yeah.
And it was permanent, I assume.
Yes, for him was a heal.
Did the attacks occur on children as well as adults?
No children. And maybe because of one reason, when the attack started, they started with the fishermen. They was fishing, and the lights start to attack them first, and then the lights start to attack the people in the land. So the men get the woman, the elderly people, and the kids and put in a church or in some house and close everything. And they went to the beach, the river beach, and they went to the beach and started to make fire, the fireplace, and to bang some panels and use fireworks to try to avoid the UFOs, to scare the UFOs. They didn't work, of course, but we don't have any report of a kid being attacked by this UFO. Thanks God.
Yeah, really. Okay, well, let's bring Fernanda in now. We've got Fernanda Perez with us. Hi, Fernanda. Take your mute off. How are you doing?
Hello, Margie. Hi, Thiago.
Hello, Fernanda.
I'm good. I was watching you guys, and Operation Saucer, it's a very interesting case. And I was listening to Thiago saying that the Brazilian Air Force collected photos, films, and hundreds of reports to the United States. And this also happened to the Virginia incident. They all went to the United States, and hopefully sooner or later will have access to all of this. And so, Margie, thank you very much for having us today.
Well, thank you so
And,
much for introducing me to Thiago, and you know, we got the book published, so that was good. Quite a journey, I will say, trying to get that book done. I seem to be, I don't know, if I want to use the word cursed, but working on books from Brazil, there's something that always seems to happen, like the whole file disappears, you know, just little things like that. And it seems to happen when I'm working on a big case. If it's a book about something where there's a lot of evidence, somebody doesn't want that information out there. But hey, we got it done. It's out and it's available to the public now. So thank you so much for your help on that, Fernando.
400 pages with new information that people, I'm sure they're gonna like it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah, I highly recommend this book. And yeah, Margie, like I was saying, I'm glad you had the opportunity to interview Thiago about Operation Saucer, as well as Pacatini about Virginia incident. And I am also glad I had the chance to work side by side with you on these two ufological cases. You know, Operation Saucer, together with the incident in Virginia, remains one of the most compelling UFO cases of all time. So thank you very much. And I look forward to keep working with you, and see you next time.
Okay, me too. Thank you so much for your help, Fernanda. I appreciate it. And Thiago, thank you for being on the program. And we will be meeting again soon on another show. So thank you so much. And hang with me. Don't go away yet. Okay, and that is it for this edition of MUFON Midwest. And I'll see you here again next week.